IndyCar releases their 2026 schedule, and there are some serious changes. Hello, everyone. I'm Tom Baker. It is good to be with you on a Tuesday here in Steering Wheel Nation, and we get a chance to talk IndyCar. Always enjoy those opportunities. This morning, the 2026 IndyCar schedule was released, and oh my, does it have some serious changes. And it starts with their opening event. No, we're not moving away from St. Petersburg. The Grand Prix of St. Pete will still open the schedule on Sunday, March the 1st. Here's the variation on the theme. We're going NASCAR racing on the same weekend. The Craftsman Truck Series joins the IndyCar Series for that weekend in St. Pete. And from the NASCAR perspective, this is the first time the trucks have raced at St. Pete, and it will be the first of 5 fully 20% of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series schedule in 2026 will be left and right turn. Don't know if that's good or bad, but it is reality for the Truck Series. Now, on March the 7th, here comes a brand new wrinkle. We're going to Phoenix. First time for the IndyCar Series back at Phoenix Raceway since 2018, and the first time on the new configuration at Phoenix since they kind of flipped things around and did all the amazing renovations. And it is the second consecutive weekend that IndyCar and NASCAR will come together. This time, IndyCar will race on Saturday, March the 7th, along with the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, known currently as the Xfinity Series. The ARCA Series and the Cup Series will both be on that weekend as well. So 4 races for those who are going to Phoenix. A lot of variety at Phoenix Raceway. And the first time, I believe, maybe in the history of either series, that we have seen 2 consecutive IndyCar, NASCAR doubleheader weekends, March the 1st and March the 7th, to start off the IndyCar schedule. Then the following week, another brand new wrinkle to the schedule. First time ever, the Streets of Arlington. This is the race that was announced earlier this year in conjunction with the Dallas Cowboys, of all things. Maybe IndyCar can teach them how to win. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And we go street racing in Arlington. Course looks like it could be kind of interesting. We'll have to wait and see. But again, street course, oval street course, but 2 IndyCar NASCAR doubleheaders and a brand new street course to start off the month of March and the 2026 NTT IndyCar Series season. Then on March the 29th, we settle down and get back to tradition, going to Barber Motorsports Park to finish out the month. April only has 1 race in 2026, and that is a big one. It is the Long Beach Grand Prix, one of the longest running and most revered events on the IndyCar Series schedule. The only race in the month of April. It has that month all to itself. And then we are shut down until May the 9th, when everything lights up for the month of May at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. First, we go racing on the road course, and then, of course, a couple of weekends later, the 110th running of the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500. We conclude the month of May with the Detroit Grand Prix through the streets of Detroit, and that takes us into the month of June, where we go back oval racing again at Worldwide Technology Raceway. That was one of the most exciting races of the 2025 IndyCar season, and that should be really interesting. It is on a Sunday, June the 7th. I hope that they make it a primetime Sunday night event once again. 2 Sundays later, back to Road America, one of my favorite places in all of the motorsports landscape here in the U.S. Road America on June 21st, and then 2 weeks later, Mid-Ohio, another amazing sports car course, one of the 2 back-to-back big-time road course circuits. June 21st, July the 5th, both Sundays for the IndyCar Series, and a great place to spend 4th of July weekend in Mid-Ohio. 2 weeks later, on Sunday, July the 19th, Nashville Superspeedway. But wait a minute. No. We run the championship race there. Are we racing there twice? Nope. We moved it. IndyCar decided to move it from September to July. So July 19th, in the heat of summer, we will go to Nashville and race at the Super Speedway. Again, another oval track being thrown into the mix earlier in the season before we settle down, take a couple weeks off, and go to Portland on Sunday, August the 9th. Hopefully, we will do better attendance-wise at Portland than we did this year. Sunday, August the 16th, the streets of Markham. For those of you who don't know where Markham is, it's in Ontario. They just basically had to move it from here over to here. So it will be a different circuit. So we'll see how that works out. But still going to Canada in 2026. And Markham, Ontario should be a new and hopefully challenging wrinkle for the IndyCar series. In August, we finish up the month of August with a double header at Milwaukee. Yes, I'll say it again, a double header, 2 races at the Milwaukee Mile, August 29th and August 30th, Saturday and Sunday, before we finish it all up with WeatherTech Raceway in Laguna Seca getting the championship finale on Sunday, September 6th. That is Labor Day weekend, I believe, and that will end the IndyCar Series for 2026. Now, let's talk about a few things. First of all, glaring omission from the schedule. Iowa is gone. And many of you, like me, would ask, why? Why is Iowa not on the 2026 schedule? Well, then some of you would say, well, it wasn't well attended this year. That's right. And the reason for that is simple, because in previous years when Hy-Vee was doing the promotion, Hy-Vee brought in concerts. Hy-Vee really promoted the event. They did a lot for the drivers. They made it a big deal and made it special to be there. And guess what? Everybody showed up. Then IndyCar, i.e. Penske, gets the promotional reins back because Hy-Vee left for 2025 and nobody showed. Oh, unfortunate. Now, granted, we have Phoenix. Granted, we have a doubleheader now at Milwaukee, so we lost basically 1 or 2 oval races that we would run at Iowa, and we gained, basically maybe a net gain of 1 because we're doing 2 at Milwaukee and 1 at Phoenix, but still doesn't feel like quite enough oval racing. And honestly, Iowa is a great track for IndyCar, and it's kind of a shame that we just can't find somebody to promote that race properly and get the crowd there. Now, the NASCAR doubleheader at Phoenix, huge. I mean, IndyCar needs the attention of a wider audience. And I know that IndyCar fans are going to be not in favor of what I just said, but here's the reality. NASCAR has been the #1 U.S. National Racing Series for years. It's not a new thing. Now, the fan base between the two tends to overlap somewhat, but the fact is that IndyCar long ago committed to becoming less oval and more right turn focused. And sadly, NASCAR seems determined to do the same thing now. I'm not really sure why, but I think having IndyCar and NASCAR together at Phoenix could be a good thing. Do I think it'll be a fantastic race? We'll have to wait and see. Phoenix is just a strange track. Sometimes it puts on great racing, sometimes it doesn't. But I think it will be good to have IndyCar and NASCAR together. I think trucks at St. Pete will also be interesting, though we'll see. It could be by far away the best actual competitive race of the weekend because, again, I think the Truck Series style of racing and a street course tend to just kind of make up for the fact that traditionally on street courses, there isn't a ton of passing. It's going to be very interesting to see how that works out. And I'm really excited, honestly, to see that they didn't at least drop Nashville. And I love the doubleheader at Milwaukee. So as a traditionalist for IndyCar, which built its brand mostly on ovals, including a lot of bigger oval tracks that for some reason now we just seem to not want to run and compete on, I'm happy to see a little bit of progress toward a balance of left turns and left and right turns. I think this is a much better schedule than we've had in the last several years, and we'll see how it works out. But I'm very disappointed they chose to end at Laguna Seca, because I just don't think you're going to see the kind of lap-to-lap drama that we would see on an oval track like Nashville. It may be kind of a less dramatic race, but can't argue with being closer to the kind of wine and cheese country that the IndyCar fraternity enjoys. And certainly the weather in Laguna Seca in September should be beautiful. Can't argue that either. That's the IndyCar schedule for 2026. What do you think? I'm curious to hear your opinions. It is certainly a very different schedule from the one we've seen. The only other thing I wish IndyCar would figure out a way to do is to put a race back in the Northeast. There's no reason. The Northeast has been a traditional fan base forever. And I know that for whatever reason, they just seem to not want to go back to Pocono. Go to Loudon, go somewhere. Find us somewhere here. I think Pocono's the perfect track. I don't know why they can't run Watkins Glen, but that just seems to never happen anymore. And I think that would be, again, a great way to bring the Northeast crowd together. So I don't know. I think overall I give the schedule about an 8.5, which is really, for me, there hasn't been a schedule over a 6.5 to a 7 for me in the last several years. So I'm liking this one. Just hate seeing that we don't end on an oval, and hate seeing Iowa gone, because I'm not sure it needed to be that way. But hope you all enjoy the IndyCar 2026 season. For more great content, steeringwheelnation.com. And of course, the Tom Baker Show with Jacob Seelman every Monday night on PowerTube TV. Watch PowerTubeTV.com is the website. It is free to watch the show. It's 8 o'clock everywhere, no matter what time zone you're in, 8 o'clock Monday nights on PowerTube TV, and you can also find it on demand on our Steering Wheel Nation channels as well, and 24/7 streaming episodes of our shows on PowerTube TV's platform. Just go to watchpowertubetv.com/podcast/Steering Wheel Nation. Until next time, have a great day, everyone. I'm Tom Baker. So long.